obviously
Analysts
not
are
to
going
this
all out.
extent, and I think the
They are not
ceiling
holding
that
back.
Alex
They are
Eala
not
has is
softening their
obviously
words
that
or
much
dressing
higher.
up
And
their
I'm
statements
going to bring in a
with
little boxing
careful
here because
diplomatic
my dad
language.
wanted me to be a
They are
boxer,
going
but I chose
completely
tennis.
all
But
in. And they are
Manny
declaring Alex
Pacquiao,
Eala the
Manny
most
Pacquiao,
famous
we
women's
saw
tennis
him
player in the
when
WTA world right
gosh,
now.
was at the top of his
Before
game,
Indian Wells has
and
even kicked
alongside
off,
Roger Federer,
before the
he
draws
actually had
even
more
been
pride.
announced, the conversation in professional tennis is already dominated by one name, and that name is Alex Eala. Current players, the greatest of all time, all of them pointing in the same direction, all of them saying the same thing. Alex Eala is the biggest name in women's tennis right now, and the sport needs to fully and completely acknowledge that. The experts are going even further, placing her above players who built legendary careers and left permanent marks on the sport. Ana Ivanovic, the former Grand Slam champion sitting on the expert panel, made a statement that genuinely stunned the room. She said that Alex Eala has surpassed the level of fame and recognition that Sia Mirza built across an entire career. And she framed it with complete respect, making it clear this is not a knock on the legends who came before, but an honest acknowledgement that what Eala is producing in terms of global attention and fan devotion is something the WTA has simply never seen at this scale and at this speed. And then Ana Ivanovic took everything to an entirely different level. A former Grand Slam champion, a woman who won Roland Garros, who stood at the top of the world rankings, who knows what it feels like to carry the weight of an entire sport's attention on her shoulders. Ivanovic stepped forward and made a comparison that stopped the tennis world in its tracks. She compared Alex Eala's impact on the WTA to the impact that Manny Pacquiao had on boxing at the absolute peak of his powers. She is not just competing at the highest level, she is pulling the entire spotlight of the sport onto herself and making the whole world lean in. Ivanovic was crystal clear in what she went on to say. If Alex Eala keeps going the way she is going, if she continues playing at the level she has been performing, there is no stopping her. The pinnacle of women's tennis is not a distant dream for Eala. It is the destination she is already moving toward with every match she plays and every court she steps onto.
I think that if Eala, can keep doing well with her tennis, who knows? The sky's the limit on the court, off the court. I mean, she could be rolling in it, if you will.
What makes this even more compelling is that the experts are not just talking about her results. They are talking about who she is. They are talking about the way she carries herself with humility and genuine respect for the game and for the people around her. Mentioning her when over IGA Swiatek, analysts have highlighted that she does not let the spotlight inflate her ego. She handles the attention the way the truly great ones do, with grace, with quiet confidence, and with a grounded nature that makes people trust her and root for her even more deeply. That combination of elite tennis and authentic character is rare. It is something the sport searches for and struggles to find, and Alex Eala has it naturally.
Last year, when she beat Iga Swiatek, and she kind of did it with a lot of grace and humility, and it was really, for me, it was terrific to see her take that match and watch her play after that and watch her try to continue to progress, because I like her game. Obviously, she wants to get better than where she is now.
Sam Querrey then stepped forward, the former Grand Slam finalist, a man who competed at the very top of professional tennis and who understands the dynamics of this sport from the inside. Querrey made a direct and powerful declaration. He said that Alex Eala is the biggest draw in the WTA right now. Not among the biggest, not in the conversation with the biggest. Full stop. He said she has reached a level of drawing power in terms of attention and excitement that places her above every other player on the tour in that specific and enormously important dimension. Every time she walks onto a court, something happens in the atmosphere that cannot be manufactured and cannot be replicated. It is organic, it is real, and it is entirely hers. Querrey went even further and said something that was genuinely striking. He suggested that some of the top 10 players in the world, players like Aryna Sabalenka, women who have dedicated their entire lives to reaching the top of the sport, women who have actually won the biggest titles this game can offer, might be watching what is unfolding around Alex Eala and feeling a certain type of way about it. These are champions. These are women who have climbed every mountain professional tennis has to offer. And the wave of attention and devotion following Eala everywhere she goes is something they have noticed and something they cannot easily ignore. Query said it because the reality on the ground in professional tennis right now demands that level of honesty.
We're all in women's tennis right now.
Yes.
Is she bigger than Sabalenka? Is she bigger than Coco?
Dude, it's crazy. She's having the same effect that Fonseca was having, like, on the men's side last year in Miami.
It's like Fonseca, but I think it's bigger than Fonseca.
It is, yeah, it is.
Like, the Doha, like, crowds were insane for her last week.
Yeah.
Correct.
She's definitely one to watch, obviously because she's so good, but just for the atmosphere. You want to tune into her matches just to see what it's like on the court.
There's got to be like a little jealousy maybe for some of the women. The girls coming in, she's not top 10, biggest.
Now, here is where everything deepens even further because this is no longer just analysts and pundits behind microphones. The players themselves are speaking. Jessica Pegula, one of the most respected and experienced competitors on the WTA Tour, stepped forward and described what she personally experienced when she faced Alex Eala at the Miami Open. And what she described was something extraordinary. Pegula said she walked into that match and was genuinely astonished by what she found waiting for her. She had not expected it. She had not prepared herself for the atmosphere that had already built inside that venue before a single ball was struck. The crowd was enormous. The energy was electric, loud, passionate, emotionally invested in every single point in a way that Pegula said she had simply not anticipated. She used the word insane, and she meant every syllable of it as the highest possible form of admiration. She was not complaining. She was marveling. She was standing inside something genuinely historic, and she knew it. Pegula then made a point that carried enormous weight. She said that whether it was Miami, the Australian Open, or Dubai, Alex Eala has consistently brought the biggest crowd support of any player on the entire tour. Not once in a while, consistently across different continents, different tournaments, different stages of the season. People show up for her in numbers that no other player is generating right now. People travel specifically to see her. People wait in lines that stretch far beyond what any normal match would produce just for the chance to be inside the stadium while she plays. That kind of deep magnetic connection between a player and a global fan base is something professional tennis has been trying to cultivate in new markets for years. And here is Alex Eala delivering it without any manufactured campaign, purely through the force of her talent, her personality, and the power of her story.
Week after week, as she has done well and established herself as a really good player on tour, they all come out to support her. And so I think we saw that in Australia when it was kind of overcrowded. They put her on too small of a court. We saw it here. You can hear it from the hotel. You can hear the crowd roaring, especially at night. So it's incredible.
The Australian Open showed the entire world just how real this is. The scenes outside the stadium during her matches were unlike anything that tournament had seen in a very long time. Fans standing outside in massive numbers. Queues stretching endlessly, filled with people holding on to hope that somehow they would find a way inside. Many of them never made it through the doors. They had spent real money and real time traveling to Melbourne, and they ended up standing outside listening to a crowd they could not join, hearing the roar of points they could not see, and they stayed anyway because just being close to it still meant something. That is the depth of what Alex inspires in people. That is how far this goes. And then Novak Djokovic added his voice to everything that was already being said. The greatest tennis player in the history of the sport. A man with more Grand Slam titles than anyone who has ever lived. A man who has experienced professional tennis at every level imaginable for over 2 decades. Djokovic stepped forward and called Alex Eala the greatest tennis player the Philippines has ever produced, and said without any hesitation that she deserves every bit of respect and recognition this sport can give. He also spoke directly about the way her scheduling and court assignments have been handled at various tournaments, making absolutely clear that in his view the management has not always reflected her true status and her true drawing power. When Djokovic says something like that, the entire tennis world stops and listens. This is the greatest of all time standing up and saying that Alex Eala deserves better and that the sport owes it to her and to her millions of fans to do right by her.
I mean, it's you could argue that it was, maybe a poor schedule and maybe they could schedule him on a bigger court. Yes, but again, she's so young and she's just coming through. Alex Eala, that's been a talk, and which is understandable. There's some players coming from respective countries. Like she's coming from Philippines, which is now a big deal. You know, she's been the biggest ever, tennis player from that country, which is a big country, and there's a big interest.
Analysts, former Grand Slam champions, active tour players, and the greatest player who ever lived are all aligned. Alex Eala is the next superstar of the WTA world. She is the most talked about name heading into Indian Wells. She is the one generating electricity before a single point has been played. And when she walks onto that court, every eye in the tennis world is going to be watching, because that is simply what Alex Eala does. She makes the whole world watch. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think Alex Eala truly is the most famous player in the WTA right now? Or is the hype getting ahead of the results? When you hear a legend like Ana Ivanovic compare her impact to Manny Pacquiao, does that resonate with you? Or does it feel like an overstatement? And what about what Jessica Pegula described at the Miami Open? Have you ever witnessed that kind of crowd energy for a rising player before? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Is Alex Eala the real deal? Or is this a moment we need to see her sustain over time before we crown her the face of women's tennis?